Okay, we've even got some questions for Jason Robo. The PrisonPlanet.com bumper sticker thought criminal from Forest in California. We'll get to Lisa and others. 877-590-5525. Got a few open lines here right at the end of the show. 877-590-5525 or 836-0590. We're listening to our flagship that we come to you from. News Radio 590 KLBJ. Jason, so now you're in there being interrogated. They're setting you up. They're lying, claiming you've done all these things. And again, folks, in my new film, I have New York cops saying they're going to say that bombs are on 9/11 truthers to charge us for terrorism. I mean, that's criminal. I'm not saying all police are like that, but when cops start trying to frame people on video, it shows the criminality has gotten so widespread that they just think it's normal. So that's what we were talking about, all this footage coming out of police beating people up for no reason and then charging them with assault. I mean, it's not enough you beat us up, then you charge us, but the tapes are coming out. But so they start setting you up, lying, saying you did things you didn't do that I bought into, believing the mainstream media. Finish up, Jason.
Yeah, and like I said, they were joking that TSA was a joke, that we're not safe. It's just to get us to pay, theme park prices for these businesses beyond security. And anyways, after asking for a lawyer repeatedly, I lost count on how many times they remember that pesky habeas corpus thing, and they read me my rights. I was booked without charges being explained, and then a detective came in, apparently part of a private firm, and he shook the stickers in my face, telling me to look in his eyes, while he's waving things in my face, asking if they were mine. I told him I wouldn't speak to him since my words were already being manipulated, saying, they said I said the stickers were a joke. And so I asked for a lawyer again. And so the detective got even more rude than anyone I dealt with. Wouldn't answer any of my questions since I wouldn't answer any of his, acting like a kid. And despite the fact that he wasn't being charged with anything. So he said that I wasn't actually booked properly. So then he rebooked me. Started out reading charges, listing them off, flipping through his little booklet like it was a game, laughing to himself as he picked out other charges.
Yeah, it's fun ruining people's lives. But don't worry, it's going to happen to them, not by our hands. The system they love. When you're dying at 45 of those vaccines you took full of cancer viruses, you won't be laughing anymore.
Yeah, and then so I was told that I couldn't speak to a lawyer. I was first told I couldn't speak to a lawyer until after they booked me, and now they're telling me I couldn't speak to a lawyer until I had a bail hearing that night. I think it's important.
Oh, by the way, I want to stop you. A big mainstream news article, a newscast admitting that the vaccines are killing the troops. I mean, killing them. They bleed out like Ebola. I'm going to be talking about that Monday. We're not joking when we say that. Go ahead.
And so I was told I couldn't have a lawyer until they scheduled a bail hearing. I finished the bail hearing now. And it's important to note that actually I was on video audio surveillance this whole time. So I should be able to acquire, this evidence as proof of the way they handled me.
Yeah.
So my check-in bag, they started searching that. As the detective told the cop under him to put me into a holding cell. They finally let me make a phone call so I could let my girlfriend know what was going on, and then they dragged me to a cell. While I was being dragged to the cell, a cop joked that I could have called a lawyer, and then, I'm being taunted by this phone that's right outside my cell he places me in, and told that he'll let me call eventually and give me a number. They literally took the shirt off of my back, Alex, as evidence. And then, they conduct that degrading cavity search and dehumanize you to make you feel like an animal.
Oh, so they did the pervert thing they like.
Yeah, sick stuff. And so hours later, I'm sitting in a cell pacing and getting stir crazy without talking to a lawyer. I had my bail hearing finally. The only reasonable person I dealt with, he gave me $40 bail. I had $118 to my name. I don't use banks. I don't know anybody really in Boston.
So how did it all end? We're almost out of time. I want to take some calls.
They let me go on my own recognizance. They told me they didn't take anything else except for my T-shirt.
Now, what are all the arch crimes you're charged with?
They charged me with disorderly conduct on public conveyance, and interference with a flight crew. But let me just get one thing in.
But you did not interfere with the flight crew, and boy, that's the big charge.
Yeah, they blew it out of proportion. They interfered with themselves, which is a very interesting paradox. But when I got back to the hotel, I couldn't go through all my belongings. They told me they only took my shirt. I found out they took my phone book. And so the next day when I went to my bail hearing, or my arraignment, I went to that, and I got back to the airport area, and when I went to the trooper's office or the barracks, and I asked, I can't find my phone book. And they said, oh, yeah, we kept that. And the FBI picked it up while I was there. So that means everybody that I know has all been, put in some kind of a database, of course, and I'm really outraged with that, especially.
Don't worry. The government they love is destroying the dollar. The country's about to completely implode. Everything they love, everything they've worshipped, they think they can just dish evil out on us. Evil's going to be dished back by their lovers, and that's their loving government. Let's go ahead and talk to Forrest in California. You're on the air with the thought criminal, Jason Robo.
Howdy, Alex.
Hello.
And Jason are you from Boston?
I was born in Worcester.
Oh, cool. Yeah, I'm originally from East Boston and the South, but yeah, man, I moved out to California because things were getting rough out there in Boston, man. With the tyranny and socialism.
Well, on your taxes, they come in and count your socks, your watches. They, for the income taxes, they tax you on what you own each year. And I made fun of Massachusetts, but now in Austin, if you own a business in Texas, they come as a new taxing authority and look at all your goods and charge you for them each year.
Man, yeah.
No judge, no warrant, just total cesspit, third world.
Right. So I believe all of us in the truth movement, if we just stick to the story that we believe in the beauty of nationalism, that it transcends like all races, because of the beauty of America, it's not about any race. It's about like all these beautiful people who. So all it's about with these stickers and wearing T-shirts. I mean, I believe that our First Amendment rights should be protected.
Well, I'm going to be clear here. I think you ought to get a ticket or something. I think you weren't thinking and sticking a sticker in there. It'd have been okay for you to leave some stickers, in the area where the magazines go or something like that. They probably would have made something up with that too. But I don't want our listeners getting in trouble. So I would say, Jason, that, this can be an example for others. I mean, I get calls from New Zealand and Canada going, how dare you put DVDs on everybody's car, 9/11 is an inside job. How dare you spray paint government buildings, Infowars.com. It's my listeners doing it, and I've said I don't want you guys getting in trouble, so be careful. Thank you for the call. I appreciate it. We'll talk to you in the future. You're welcome to call in sometime during the show tomorrow. In fact, we'll try to call you and set you up to pop back in with new developments tomorrow on the weekday show from 11 to 3. And we'll be praying for you, Jason Robo, as this develops. You want to give out a website or something where some of your articles you write are?
Yeah, I'm on MySpace. You can just look my name up, Jason Robo, R-O-B-O. And I got an email I set up for anybody who wishes to support me. I saw some people wanted to maybe help me with defense, or knows if there's any pro bono lawyers or anybody wants to help me try and get someone to fight this and the injustice that occurred. And the email that I have is innocent until proven guilty, one word, at live.com.
Innocent until proven guilty at live.com. Thank you so much, and we'll talk to you soon.
Thanks, Alex.
And again, I don't like seeing my people getting caught in the jaws of this. Don't do stupid things that let them throw the book at you. Okay, don't worry. They're going to get hurt bad enough by their own system. Their own masters are going to hurt them real bad. And I feel sorry for them, okay? Don't worry. You're going to get your new world order, boys. And you're going to wish to God you'd have woken up earlier. Again, today we documented the government launched the Anthrax attacks. And it's now come out mainstream news, thanks to my listeners, that Dick Cheney planned to attack naval vessels with Navy SEALs and blame it on Iran. That's who you're working for. This government's bankrupt. Let's go ahead and talk to Lisa in Austin. Lisa, you're on the air. Last caller we have time for.
Hi, Alex. I drive a cab in Austin, Texas, and this week I was parked at 6th and San Jac waiting on a fare. 6th and Congress, there in front of the Starbucks waiting for a fare. And a cop car goes down the street heading down Congress, stops in front of, at 6th and Congress in front of the Metro bus stop there, and he's got his window down. There's two officers in the car, and they've got their window down, which I thought was a little unusual, but not terribly.
Got 1 minute. Tell us what happened.
They slow down real slow, like they're stopping at a red light, and the cop sticks his arm out the window, and I see a flash, and I'm thinking, was that a camera? So I'm looking, seeing if I can see anything, and sure enough, it happens again. There's a cop taking pictures of the people at the bus stop.
Yeah, that's an intelligence unit.
He just continues on like nothing's happening.
To put us all in files. It's all about secret policing. They're all being federalized. Thank you for the call. Meanwhile, the border's wide open, rocket attacks, truck bombs going off in Dallas, Mexican troops hired by the CIA in a drug war killing their competition. Oh, God help us. And so you've all lived in denial. It's just going to get worse and worse until we turn around and admit this country's going to hell in a handbasket. Boston Globe sends Alex Jones the memory hole. I noticed the Boston Globe and other New England papers mentioned the bumper sticker and said it was the website syndicated radio columnist Alex Jones. And then I noticed yesterday that they'd taken my name and the website out of a bunch of news stories. Well, we were able to get a Google cache of the article and show that they're going in the memory hole out of 1984 and cutting us out of it. So another example, hey, cat's out of the bag. You're not going to stop us, establishment media. That's why the newspaper circulation is down by more than 60%, why TV viewership's plunging, and why alternative media is exploding. You can even try to shut the web down with internet too, but it's too late for you. You are failing. You can even kill people like me individually, but you can't kill ideas because they're bulletproof. God bless you all. Have a great week. Now get out there and take on tyranny and stand up for the red, white, and blue and liberty worldwide. God bless you all.
Sweet Lucy.